Hello, I'm Robin, and welcome to Bookspin. So I finally got around to reading my first Arthur C. Clarke novel, that is, Childhood's End. This is one of his most famous works, and is a well-regarded classic in the sci-fi genre. Many readers, in fact, would include this in their all-time science fiction favourites. While I probably wouldn't rank it that highly, I did enjoy Childhood's End a lot, despite being a fairly modest length novel. This book is notable for its huge themes and epic scope. First published in 1953, this story is divided into 3 distinct episodes across different periods of time and takes place on a vast scale. Starting in the 20th century, huge spaceships appear unexpectedly above major cities across Earth. These herald the arrival of the Overlords, a mysterious, super-intelligent and powerful alien race whose job it is, over the course of the next 50 years, to nurture humanity and usher in a new golden age for the people of Earth. This is essentially a peaceful alien invasion. The Overlords rule over humankind indirectly and do not even reveal their true form until the Golden Age is fully established, at which point poverty, war, disease and crime have all but vanished from the world, thus bringing about a utopia. However, this age must eventually come to a close. I won't go into any more detail about the plot, as this will start taking us into spoiler territory. However, from here, the story gets very interesting as the narrative progresses into the future and we get to witness the ultimate destiny of humankind. I can understand why many people love this book. Clarke explores some really interesting ideas that raise deep philosophical questions, such as what is the ultimate purpose of existence? Can an individual really live a complete and fulfilling life in utopia? It's interesting to see how, with the end of human suffering, people no longer have any challenges, and human culture becomes stagnant as a result. It's easy to see how this could lead to boredom and frustration for a lot of people, even while others are content to just enjoy life. As the story develops, the stakes get much higher for humanity, and in the third and final part of the book, we are treated to some rich emotional scenes and vivid imagery that reveal Clarke's talent as one of the greatest science fiction writers of the last century. The final scenes are very haunting and memorable. In fact, I would go as far as to say that Childhood's End has one of the most remarkable and unforgettable endings of any science fiction novel that I've read so far. That said, I don't think this is a perfect novel. The main issue I have is the lack of compelling characters. There's no one main character to speak of, but rather a few characters that we follow throughout the 3 different episodes of the story. I would say none of the human characters were particularly memorable or relatable. This is actually fairly common for science fiction of this period. If Clarke spent some more time fleshing out his characters to make them more complex and captivating, I think the events that unfold later on in the story will become all the more emotionally resonant. As it is, I found myself most intrigued by the alien overlord characters, enigmatic and aloof though they are. As a technologically superior alien race beyond human understanding, I was fascinated to get a glimpse into their civilization, their homeworld, and what motivates them to interact with humanity in the way that they do. I'm glad I finally read this sci-fi classic, and I can recommend it for sure. Arthur C. Clarke is definitely an author to keep an eye on. In fact, I'll probably read The Fountains of Paradise next, as this is on my bookshelf and it's in my TBR. Childhood's End is a fast-paced novel with some fascinating ideas in a relatively short read. I'm giving it a rating of 4 stars. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon for some more science fiction content.